Yo, crypto nation and mining family, what's going on out there? What up, fellas? How are y'all, you happy hatchers, doing out there? Or is there a lack of hashing? We'll have to dive into that amongst other things. And while we're diving into that, dive into that Lizzie like button, subscribe, hit the bell notification, all that good stuff. You know what the YouTubes love. Interaction. So let's go ahead and dive into some of this stuff that I usually do. Let's go into it. Bam. So, of course, we got one of my favorite apps here. This is free. Absolutely free. You don't have to use it. Don't care. There's no affiliate link down below. None. I will guarantee you that. This is TradingView. You can always hop up on their free website. There are paid features on this, but I don't pay for any of that stuff. I just don't believe in it. So what I do on here is, just kind of catching a feel of what the market, the traditional, as they would say, right? That traditional market's going to be doing, right? And this is basically a good spot to really grab a lot of that information. So here we got the S&P 500. It's your top 500 companies. And this is a very mature market here. It would take economic calamity. If this drops significantly, we're about to hit a crash. It's game over. You can even go back into the S&P, the chartings on this fiddle, and you can see when the pandemic crash happened, S&P pulled back. It takes something epic proportion to get this fund to actually drop. You got the NASDAQ 100, the Dow Jones Industrial Average. These are very mature markets. You don't see huge growths really in there, but it's steady growth. If you're looking for long-term holds, these are some of the easy ways of doing it. You're not going to get rich off of it. You're just going to be able to hold a steady increase in value. So this would be something that you'd put it in there and you wait until retirement to before you pull it out. If you're the sooner you get it into these indices, or not the indices, the funds, and the better long-term hold you get. It's like grabbing gold. You're not going to sit there and grab gold or Bitcoin and just automatically think, oh, it's going to hit $1 million. No, you're looking for that long-term hold in value. You're hoping that long-term hold in value is also going to outpace inflation that the government's causing. If you want to take a look at that stuff, you could always go on the usdebtclock.org. It's a live free tracker. If you want to be depressed every time you open up this website, you will see that the national debt is not only climbing, but it's over $34 trillion, coming up to $35 trillion this year. I believe it's going to happen. The way that they're on track, we're not even summertime. By the end of summer, we should be $35 trillion in debt. And it's always been that proposal. If the government can print all the money it needs, what's with the tax scam, right? You got to think about these things, right? That means tax. If they're printing endless money, and there's no way that every taxpayer out there has $266,000, call it $267,000, just laying around to be able to pay their fair share of their slave tax, right? I'm just saying. Hashtag cats crypto. Just saying. What up, John Jermaine? What up? But if they're gonna be sitting here, just we're just gonna increase the budget. How do you increase the budget and nobody's paying for it? I mean, you're talking about Weimar Republic, right? Germany did that, and the German Empire collapsed. Every single country that has tried to do what America is in the process of doing, it's failed. There is no way that the U.S. is going to be able to pay the debt if they keep just kicking the can down the road, proverbially. You know, that's all they're really doing. They're literally kicking the can down the road. Is this a net positive for crypto in general? I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, when you look at some of the super charts on this, the charting doesn't look like it's a net positive if we're money printing all the time, right? I mean, where's all this money printing going into? I mean, I don't. Cats, what are you doing? You guys are crazy. You're being so noisy over there. But it's like, yeah, we in the shorter term on things, yeah, we can see that we did have a rise up. We did put in a higher high, so we put in a triple top before we got to the halving, which is pretty baller, right? Automatic beats, oh yeah. Let's go. That's right. So I mean, we've been seeing that the market wants to see inflation kind of inflate the price of Bitcoin. But I don't think that we're going to be seeing it quite yet. Because even when you look at gold's really not doing the greatest either overall. I mean, it is over $2,000 an ounce now. I mean, that's actually pretty decent. I mean, I'll give it up to gold's ability to do what it does, because October, it dipped. You could have dipped down and snagged up some $1,800 bars of gold. Now it's gonna cost. Now it's gonna cost you. You're gonna be at $22,356. But that's open market value. You're not talking about a gold bullion dealer. So now you got the dealer and plus taxes on there. You're going to pay more than this. So now your next best bet is silver, guys. And silver's doing good. I mean, it's at $28, call it $29 an ounce of silver. You're probably going to walk out the door $40 an ounce. So I got in. I think mine costed me like $30 or $32 an ounce. So you can see where, at points of where some people buy silver because they can be like, oh yeah, no, I didn't pay. You're going to pay a premium to get this because you got taxes, dealer fee, all that stuff. So, you're going to pay a premium. So if you guys are looking, not financial advice, brothers and sisters, not financial advice. It's just that if you guys are looking to grab yourself a safe haven asset, gold, silver, and Bitcoin, because you got gold and silver, that's God's money. Bitcoin, that's the people's money. And these are going to be safe haven assets that are going to help you out through economic turmoil. So the more you can collect, the more you can hodl, the better off you're going to be. My opinion as a boob tuber. Ounce cost me about $250. Nice automatic beats. Nice. Very nice. Very nice. You're probably regretting now that you didn't pick up more. I bet you. I've purchased gold at all different prices. Some of it I've sold. Hard times. Hard times. Some people make bad life decisions from time to time. I've made a few. So, I mean, we're going to be looking at, some safe haven assets going on a rip here soon. But, know that Bitcoin, God, knock it off. You guys are being rambunctious. But, I mean, you could sit there and see that Bitcoin just seems to have hit its rise. I mean, so basically, we came up kind of quick too. I mean, in the greater scheme of things, we did go up pretty quick. So we hit an all-time high. We should see a little market instability and a pullback. And I guarantee you there's somebody that bought Bitcoin at $73,000. A whole Bitcoin. And they're now kicking themselves going, yeah, I shouldn't have bought it. And now they're eternal hodlers. So the next time it goes up, some of that sell pressure are going to be some of those people who bought and the market dropped from there because they didn't understand what they were getting into. And those people, when Bitcoin, if Bitcoin doesn't go up any higher, people haven't lost out on anything. There's no guarantee that the Bitcoin is going to be any kind of a world reserve currency. There's no guarantee that, we're going to have such an economic collapse that Bitcoin will have to be the option. I'm realistic about it. I like the idea of Bitcoin. I like the community around Bitcoin. But when it comes down to Bitcoin to $1 million, Bitcoin to $10 million, I mean, it'd be cool. But it would take a lot of adoption to really kind of get there. And I'm not sure if governments are willing to give up control of bad monetary policies year after year. They will fight that to the death. It would take the Bitcoin community to basically start running for office, start running for government, and changing the rules from within inside. Until that happens, you'll never see governments relinquish any kind of control off their monetary policies. We have to be completely realistic about that. And knowing that the Federal Reserve and the banks and the governments hold gold and silver. You think they're going to let the price of gold and silver go too far? Because if gold and silver go up in price too fast, makes it a little harder for all of them to start printing money. Yeah, let that sink in. It's a heavily manipulated market. Always has been. Bro, silver should be higher than where it's at. Silver alone shows the manipulation. You're telling me that 40-ish, 45-ish years ago, silver was worth more money magically? It was going for like $50 an ounce. Silver's never seen its all-time high. I get it. Silver's not Bitcoin. Silver is the Litecoin of the metal universe. But it's still a market that banks control a lot of silver. For something that banks like having a lot of it, why is it so cheap? Let it sink in, right? So if they're able to manipulate that to keep their monetary policy going the way they have it, until policies are changed within inside, this crony capitalism that the government's giving us, because it's not real capitalism, I'll tell you that right now. It's crony capitalism at its finest, because it's still a manipulated market with a lot of universal basic income for the wealthy class, because they're making bad bets on the economy and they are slowly failing. and they're having to print more and more and more to fund all of this. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And how much of it's now starting to get manipulated in the Bitcoin market? I mean, we all understand the whole economics of Bitcoin of money goes in, price goes up. Money comes out, price goes down, right? I mean, basic economics. But then there's people buying Bitcoin off market. So you just see Bitcoin getting traded from wallet to wallet because it's peer to peer. That will not affect the market. You can pay a broker cash and do peer to peer. So thinking of that, you can move big amounts of Bitcoin without truly affecting the price. And unless you're within that little circle, you're not going to be able to know that these people are buying Bitcoin right off the bat. Think about all these companies that are sitting there and were gobbling up Bitcoin before they publicly announced it. Why did they do that? They don't want smart investors to front run them and drive the price up because they bought moments before them. Who's to say that Bitcoin's not being manipulated at this point? Hard to say. Hard to say. Is there really a way to completely manipulate Bitcoin? Yes. The futures market did that. That was the whole 2018 crash. They opened up the futures market. Bitcoin tanked. It put too much sell pressure on the market with people just trying to make money. So, I mean, your people are going to have to understand that manipulation in openly traded markets, especially markets that trade 24/7, big amounts of money is going to move the market. And if they don't want you to know that big money's moving in and out of the market, they do it peer to peer, and the market remains stable because there was a buyer 1-to-1. The moment they do it public on an exchange, that's when you watch the price drop. How many? I've seen it a few times where big money moves on to exchange, price drops. It can be done over and over again. Today is no different than 2018. And before that, it was even easier because smaller the market, less money you need to do it. And there are people with big bucks that can move the market. There's people who have ancient wallets that can manipulate the market if they want. So the market's not your friend. And to think that it's going to keep going up from here, I would just say I'd be thankful for it to just hold value. I don't look for those long games. Just hold my value. Be like the S&P 500. That's why I made like that beginning reference. If you guys are coming in kind of late, I start off with looking at this. This is the S&P 500. It's an old fund. It's a mature market. I just want to see steady, slow growth. I'm not looking at the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 as get rich. That's like how you want steady growth. Something that's not losing value. But the problem with these is that it's also not outpacing inflation right now. That's an issue. If you can't outpace inflation, yeah, it might be a good investment, but you're losing money still because the purchasing power is being robbed right here. What up, baby? Can you do me a favor?
What?
Can you get me a glass of water?
Sure.
Awesome. Woo! Love you. But yeah, this is why I sit there and I look at this and you're like, at a 0.48% increase in price today. You know, your average at the end of the year is like 4 or 5%. That's still below inflation rate right now. So, yes, you're making, but not enough. So you're losing more purchasing power than you're making, unfortunately. Same thing with the NASDAQ 100. NASDAQ 100 and the S&P 500 kind of go up in the same in the same rates, and even with the Dow Jones and the, because that's like your industrial companies. So these companies are, you know, steady manufacturing, and you would think manufacturing would be going through the roof, and it's really not. It's a slow and steady thing. Some of the tech stuff's going pretty decent. But that is a volatile market. Very, very, very volatile. Oh, they're nuts. They have been rampant. I'm just very thirsty. Thank you. That's what they've been doing. I told you. My cats have the zoomies. So I mean, these are some of the things that I kind of look at whenever I, I don't do any kind of day trading, but I will kind of go, ooh, buying opportunity in certain situations, and I go, ooh, selling opportunity. So I do look at some of the stuff for those windows and opportunities. There are things that I'm going to hold more long term, like gold, silver, and Bitcoin. But you know, hey, I need to convert this into this coin. I need to take this poop coin and convert it into Bitcoin. You know, and I want to time it in a market where I'm going to be able to flip for the best amount of Bitcoin for me. And if I've got enough to tank that market, that's that market's problem. I don't. A lot of these other coins, because of their initial volatility, I'm basically trying to beat somebody else to the punch. There's somebody else out there that's mining just as much as I am. And I know that if he sells before me to pay his bills, then by the time I get around to pay, you know, selling off my coin, you know, it will end up being that I was just skipping an ad for you guys. Don't worry. But you know, it's like we're sitting here trying to, you know, time these markets out for the best amount of Bitcoin, but you also got to remember there's a bull on the background. There's a bear on the background looking to get more Bitcoin. So, because that's what these mining facilities are looking for. There are altcoin mines out there privately that they're converting into Bitcoin. They don't hold on to any of the shit coins that they're mining. So do not kid yourself. That is some of your biggest sell pressures. Now, are they purely for that one particular coin? No. They're usually pretty diverse whenever I've seen them. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. We're talking about altcoins and stuff like that. You know, we've got all this new hardware that's come out just of recently. You get new cards even still coming out. Cards like Galax Metal Top Classic GPU release. It's going to be I believe it's the 4060 Ti Metal Top series, often referred to as the MetalMaster. Exclusive to the Chinese market. You'll be able to get your hands on this. It's not something that isn't going to come out of China in any point in time. There will be people selling this secondhand. There'll be people selling it. You'll be able to grab it if you can find a trusted site. But the performance on the MetalMaster or the Metal Top it's going to be basically your standard 4060 Ti. I don't believe that we're going to be seeing any extra performance off of it. It's not going to be Galaxy's high-end model already. So you're not going to be seeing their Hall of Fame performance off of this. Galaxy makes a good card, guys. Don't get me wrong. But if you're purchasing that right this moment for like, oh, I'm going to grab this for mining. Well, maybe you want to sit there and take a look at what it is you're going to be mining and what's it going to fence you per day, right? Because it's going to be on what I would call like your standard tier high performance. So 60 class GPUs have traditionally been your budget build GPUs. They give you just enough performance to be able to play all your modern AAA rated games. You'll be able to play on your 1080p monitor. You're going to be able to play on a 2K monitor. 4K, you might be suffering some performance on that. I wouldn't recommend it. This is definitely a very good, like a 2K a monitor. But going to 4K, you should probably upgrade your GPU. But if you're grabbing this for just on the idea that you're gonna mine, right? I mean, if we are gonna be realistic here, I want to look up one other thing here. See, 4060 Ti. So we're looking at a you could be looking anywhere from a standard 4060 about 280 to about, let's say, 450 on a GPU, right? For the 40, from a 4060 to a 4060 Ti. So that's your price range, right? And you're going to come over to, you know, any of your mining calculators. You're going to take a look at your 4060. Now, do I take this as gospel? No. Would I be mining Pyron with this thing? Hell no. What up, son of a rabbit? 22. Let's go. What's up? Would I be mining Pyron right now? No, sir. That's an FPGA coin. No, thank you. You know, so any of the Pyron hash, Carlson hash, any of the forks that were from what was it, Caspa, or right? I think those are all Caspa forks, right? But yeah, all of them are basically FPGA coins. You are being outperformed by FPGAs. I'm not sure about Yep, even Ironfish. You're competing against FPGAs. If it's profitable for a GPU, it's really profitable for an FPGA, because that means I'm getting, if I still had my FPGAs, I have triple the hash rate for less wattage. What up, Crypto? What up? So I'm trying to find coins that I'm not competing with FPGAs, guys. Graham, FPGA coin. It's like you can see it when it got dominated. You know, it's like there are a bunch of them that, yeah, Caspa, of course, is because it's got ASICs on there. You're going to have FPGAs that could, if it's profitable enough, hop on there. Radiant's going to be an FPGA coin. If you guys are on Caspabot, that's an FPGA coin. Like, unfortunately, Nexus is an FPGA coin. I think Calora is an FPGA coin too. I could be wrong. I heard rumors. Maybe the person abandoned the project, but I'm not sure. I thought it was. But yeah, I mean, anything that's profitable, there's going to be an FPGA coin. X17, X16R, you know, all of those are going to be FPGA coins. 100%, guys. You are competing directly with them. That's why your profitability is dropping and the hash rate is kind of climbing a little bit here and there. Yes, yeah, exactly. Pyron's an FPGA coin. So with FPGA guys, they're mining the hell out of this thing and just dumping on the market, dude. They're just taking a big old dump on it because they're looking for profits. They've got big bucks in the hardware. It's like, what would I mine with a 3070 Ti rig, right? So if I was going to look at a 3070 Ti rig, let's see here. Here we go. Really hard to say. Really hard to say. I mean, it's like, are you at 11 cents per kilowatt hour, give or take, Bedell? Or are you a little cheaper? Because, like, this is like that moment where, I mean, to be honest with you guys, I've only got a couple of GPUs rolling. And the only GPUs I have rolling are basically at work. I have 3 1080 Ti's and 1070 rolling at work. And then everything else is CPU mining. And then I've got my 2 mini Doges that I'm basically waiting for a payout, and I'm probably going to shut those down. Oh, the VTech. What's up, my dude? He's like, I want to get back into mining. I don't know where to start. I have a negative electric build thanks to that sweet solar power. But the rig set up was years ago, so it's 2080s. So I would probably... That's a good one. Because a 2080, if you've got enough of a surplus to offset what the mining rate can do, period, I just run them until I can upgrade them. Otherwise, I would go ahead and sell them and see what your net return is for some used cards, and see if you can put that towards a newer card that's going to be a little bit more power efficient. That's going to be like a lot of your things. So like a 30 series or a 40 series would be a decent card setup. I've got the 3080s, the non-TI, the non-LHR variations were really good cards. good performance to hash ratio. But if you're able to splurge, go into the 4090s. But at the same time, there's already rumors of 50 series going to be coming out. And if the 50 series drops, that means the 30 series kind of goes down in price. And then you can buy some more of them. And then you're only 2 generations behind. And you're in a very decent card for what you're getting. Now, you go 2 generations behind, you start feeling the hash rate to watt deficiency. So you'll notice that the 50 series is going to be the same wattage as what you're probably pulling mining with a 3080. If you were to do a 30, like the 80 class all the way up, so you're in a 3080, so you've jumped up 1 generation, makes you better. But you're already a generation behind that is already less efficient. So I mean, if I was looking at all of this stuff, I'd be like, damn. From the standpoint, I would want to be at least, if I've got 2080s, I'd be looking at 4080s as my natural upgrade. And that, you know, that probably where I would almost be, would be like looking at doing some upgrading on this. It's like, no place to look at, but yes, 11 cents per kilowatt hour. Yeah, like I said, I've got all of my GPUs at the house here. Bedell are off, full transparency. I've only been mining on CPU at the house. Well, plus my mini doges, but they don't pull a lot of power. And I've got grow lights going for my garden. And after they get all planted outside, I'm going to be starting up microgreens. So I'm going to be like building some stuff for holding light kits and everything. And yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. No, yeah, I don't look at hashrate.io or no as gospel, right? Typically, I mean, I like how the layout on this. So I'm really not. I take this with grain of salt with profitability, and even then, some of their hash rate that I've found has been low. So they're like more conservative. They're putting in more stable overclock, something that I would say most of the cards out there should be able to achieve. Like again, I take them with a grain of salt. Another one that I utilize too. I mean, you can even do the classic. What to mine? Oh yeah. I mean, and you can even do like a, you know, what's a 1070 Ti gonna get you, right? You're gonna lose 16 cents a day, give or take. And they're recommending Ryo coin. It's like, I mined Ryo coin years ago. This is like a dead zombie little coin here. And if I want to turn that off and like, let's say, hey, I'm gonna go for the Hail Mary. We're gonna do a 4080. And they're calling for mining for Pyron. And that you're gonna make 13 cents a day mining that Pyron, right? And you come over here, your profit over here, they say you could be making about, what, 20 cents? So, I mean, yeah, your discrepancy's there, but not by much. And some of it's a lagging indicator because of the way that they calculate it. Depends on how they calculate stuff too. But is the Asus GeForce 4080 Super Noctua OC Edition any good? Well, it's got Noctua fans on it. I would say that it should better perform pretty good. I don't think Noctua would want to put their name on something that was junk. I would hope not. There's, I guess like some the ROG Ally controversy that's been going on with Asus. I would almost sit there and kind of hold off on buying any Asus products myself until they got their warranty stuff under control and not trying to charge customers for faulty product. Trying to charge customers $200 for a scratch on the case, going, "Oh, this is why it failed." It's like, no, that's not why it failed. But yeah, unless Asus kind of like, and I like Asus. Don't get me wrong, I like their products, but this whole ROG Ally thing, they need to figure that out before I can sit there and tell people to buy them stuff from them. You know, because you got to vote with your dollars, right? Every dollar spent with any company is a vote for them to keep doing what they're doing. So, you know, if they get better practice because the Gamers Nexus called them out, maybe they might sit there and go, "Oh, crap, we got called out on this. Yeah, no, we can't do this." Right, VTech? It's like, again, full transparency. I have an Asus ROG Strix motherboard. It's the X399 Gamer edition for the Threadripper. So it's the X399E board. Great board. I'm running with the 1950X on here. So good performance on it. I'm waiting for the 2950WX to drop in price to where it's more reasonable, and I will upgrade into that one because that would be the baller chip for my setup. And I've always wanted that much power. Because I've been using this board for quite some time. This is an old build, and I've got like probably over the years I've dropped at least $5,000 into my computer, and it's been a very trusty working workhorse for me. So I will continue to build on this. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard to sit there and support a company moving forward if I have to replace that motherboard. Going, man, do I get an Asus board? You know, what happens if I have a problem with it? Are they going to sit there? Oh, this little itty bitty scratch. Yeah, we're going to have to deny that warranty. That's that you damaged the board. And it's like, yeah, I don't want to put myself in that situation. So Asus needs to do better practices on that one. I know my little voice ain't going to make no difference, but I do know that Gamers Nexus called them out. You know that we as a community need to hold these manufacturers accountable. They answer to us. We don't answer to them. SSDs, I've seen failure rates on them from all manufacturers on SSDs. So it's just almost like luck of the draw. You know, one time it power rippled and that one had a wore out for some reason, or during the soldering process, one of the capacitors that helps little ripples failed, and it's sent to the brainchild of the SSD, the microprocessor, and just shorted something out in the microprocessor. Not all the time would it hit the memory modules. So sometimes this stuff is fixable if it was needed to be recovered. But it's a crap shot either way, because depending on how it failed, it could have failed and then sent power downstream, and then it was a wasted journey. But yeah, I mean, I've seen stuff fail for stupid reasons before. I've had boards that had cooked the power. It's like I had my brother cook an SSD on me because he wasn't paying attention to cables, and went from what was it, Corsair to EVGA power supply with a cable, and smoked an SSD on me. I was like, oh. As soon as I powered it up, I watched that magic smoke come out and just turned it back up. I was like, oh, that one's dead. Let me grab another power. Let me grab and then I started looking at it, and I'm like, oh, this isn't even for this thing. Where'd you get this cable from? He's like, over there. And I'm like, there was a reason why I was over there. Because it was over by the Corsair stuff. I'm like, oh my God. My little brother got me. What up, Wheeling Crypto? Long time no see. What up, Sadie? What's up, all you happy hashers out there? So, I mean, we all need to, kind of take a look at what we're all mining at this point and going, okay, what are we mining? And is there a potential that FPGAs are there? So I will guarantee you that Pyron has FPGAs. Guarantee you that. Caspa has FPGAs. This is a Caspa fork. Pyron has FPGAs. So Pyron's going to have FPGAs on it. Who's that? Because it's on the Pyron hash network. That's going to have FPGAs on it. Any of the Pyron hash are going to have it on there. So, I mean, I don't know if Kapow has FPGAs on it or not yet, if there's a private bitstream that I'm not aware of. But there's got to be monetary advantage of them doing this. So if there's no money, like because the price of Ravencoin flatlined and just rolled over, the Kapow network became irrelevant. There's really nothing there that's really like, oh yeah, I got to have some of that, So like, you got your Caspa Classic, FPGAs are here. All these ones here, Carlson hash, FPGAs. Ironfish, FPGAs. Nexel is one of those AI coins, FPGAs, right? Nautilus, FPGAs. Any of the Eth hash, FPGAs. ETC hash, FPGAs. Like, I've been building a Volumobile battery, 36 volt to 120 with 18 650 cells and over 2100 cells for a bike build and doing a PC repair. Nice. Nice. That will be crazy. Show pics of that thing rocketing down the road, bro. I want to see it. Oh, okay. Oh, you're using two different cell types for all of this. Okay. That makes sense. I didn't read that all the way. My bad. I mean, there are so many different coins that are FPGA mineable. Radiant, FPGA mineable. Ooh, that thing's gonna rip, bro. So, I mean, there's really not a whole lot of coins you guys could sit there and really mine out there at this point that is worth it. Beam, I mean, it's damn near a dead coin. I like the project Beam, but they never went anywhere with it. It's like, NimQ FPGA coin. So I mean, there's your competitions are really kind of closing in on what's profitable, and then all of a sudden they start rocking and rolling with ASICs onto those same coins. It's like, yeah, be on a 72 volt, 3,000 watt brushless motor. Nice. That thing will. I want video of it, man. It's gonna be the most silent thing you've ever seen rocket down the road. Oh my god. Amazing. Amazing. I want to see it. Sounds awesome. So, and it's like, and then you can come up over to miningpoolstats.stream, and you're really not, you're seeing the overall market starting to finally roll over, right? But all it takes is one spark of profitability, and every freaking a change in the market, and the whole market goes up. Bitcoin drops down, all the market drops down. The difficulty change on a lot of these coins are either stagnant or slowly starting to trend downward. But a lot of them are still trending up, and it blows my mind. Cortex coins, the price is dropping, but yet they're still overall up in the 7-day with hash rate. Elastos rocketing in hash rate. Why? The price action's horrible. It cannot, basically, these coins need to be able to pay for the security required to run the network. That's what the deal is that the network is paying for us to provide them security. Right now, the market's going, we're broke. We can't afford to pay you guys. And instead of people turning the rigs off, they have accelerated turning the rigs on, or just jockeying them around from coin to coin. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. I will agree with your group on that one. Bitcoin dominancy needs to drop before it's truly an alt season. Once it's alt season, then you can start looking at these. But from the mining perspective on this, this is trash. Because, and I'm not sitting there trying to discourage anybody. Oh, turn off your rigs. I'm secretly mining. No, it's just that the market right now is actually trash. That a lot of the market cannot afford to pay for all the hash rate it's being provided. And I've been kind of just scratching my head going, at what point does the market collapse in on itself and finally weasel out a lot of the market? I mine at 11 cents per kilowatt hour. I'm profitable by pennies. I can sit there and take that same money, right? And this is just me personally, right? I got rid of a credit card bill. So I had cash in the bank. I took it out and put it into a CD. And I took a loan out against that CD to pay off my credit card. Why? Because I'm basically, yes, I'm paying interest on the loan, but I'm also gaining a percentage for having my money locked up into a CD. And then I'm getting rid of a high interest credit card debt at the same time. So I just saved all of that interest over here on a PayPal credit card, and I've got it now into a CD loan, which I'm paying far less. If I can sit there and accelerate paying that down, that means less interest going out, which means I'm freeing up even more money. The goal is if you can get yourself debt free, you don't have to earn so much money. You don't have to work as much because you've got everything you need. You only need to sit there and basically, if you're buying stuff, that's when you need to work. If you're just paying taxes, you can work a little bit, get enough to pay the taxes, and then you got the rest of the year to yourself. Imagine that kind of freedom. Now, if you're going to be mining with that, then you want to make sure that your mining is not going to cause you to have to work overtime. And right now, you're not earning the coin that, like during the 2018 bear market, you can mine, you weren't making money, but I was getting 8 times the coin. That is not the case right now, guys. So with that being stated, I've turned off my rigs just on that principle. Now I am mining still CPU because I'm a miner. I've got an addiction, so I want to make sure I have something on, otherwise am I really a miner? Can I be considered a miner at that point? So making sure I'm mining on stuff, and whenever I'm not on this computer, it's mining, but just not on GPUs. The return on them is not enough to warrant wanting to go through all of that. Hell yeah, brother. Keep me posted on the Discord, yo. Yeah, I haven't looked at a lot of the altcoin dominance charts in a long time. And yeah, it's like we haven't been in an altcoin season. We've had altcoin mini pumps, but you can't even they're so sporadic you can't even predict them. So yeah, careful with when you're playing with fire, guys, and be careful with what you're mining at this point. A lot of the dominancy, a lot of these coins are either kind of stagnant with their hash rate, or it's just sliding sideways, and you can see everybody jockeying from coin to coin. You can almost see when the FPGAs get turned on somewhere else. You'll watch a shitcoin hash rate dive. You'll watch another one yank back up. You can almost sit there and go, wow, that's a lot of hash rate that just came out of nowhere. That's either an FPGA or ASIC getting tested out. Let's see here. Like, oh yeah, that one I know. Let's see here. Nope. Trying to see one that I noticed, not an ASIC coin that's getting rocked. Nope, not that one. Let's see here. Nope, that's ASIC. You can see the ASIC people, they've been jockeying around too. I can see the hash rate on all of that. I'm trying to see one of the even Pyron coins going down, and even with known ASICs, known FPGAs on Pyron, even prices on, the hash rate on this has been going down because the FPGA people turned off their stuff, and you can see it in the hash rate. Of course, across the 7-day here, their hash rate's been slowly, steady dropping. They were at what, a height of, there we go, of like 902 terahashes, and they've been slowly coming back down to about 790, so they're under 800 terahash. That's FPGAs turning their stuff off, going, yeah, it's not worth it. I'm not gonna wreck my hardware over this. So you guys got to, keep your head on a swivel when it comes down to the mining stuff. And you got to make a decision for yourself. Are you just in it for the tech? Because if your just solution is just like, hey, I'm going to mine no matter what, then kick back and mine. But if you could take that same amount of electric bill and pump it into just purchasing Bitcoin in general, which one's going to get you more busy Bitcoin? In some of these markets, just buying it. For me, I would be making. I did the light math on it. It'd be like with all that I'm running, everything, I would be making about $100 a month after paying my electric bill. And then out of that, I've got to incur a tax behind it because I've got to sell in an investable tax asset. So therefore, how much of that did I just lose? Because selling it on the open market through an exchange to get dollars, guess what? That's going to get questioned. That's going to get taxed as a mineable event. And it's going to be I'm not even sure exactly how that gets taxed because it's earned income. You're getting taxed on the entire dollar amount that gets sold. That's why mining companies try not to sell Bitcoin. They'll let a crypto bank hold on to it and they'll collateralize the asset. That's the only way to do it. You start selling Bitcoin, you're incurring a big tax on there, and you'll find out it's not worth it. I've found other ways to get around it in some aspects, but if it starts going out of beyond peer-to-peer, it's really hard to sit there and avoid the taxation. Tech or spec. Yeah, if you're just spec mining, speculatively mining and hoping that you just mind yourself a lotto ticket. I mean, it does happen. It does happen. So what ends up happening is you're going to sit there and you're going to sell it into a coin that's on. So you're going to go to a decentralized exchange. You're going to buy Bitcoin with it. You're going to send Bitcoin to an exchange that you can get dollars from. Whether that's Cash App or Coinbase or, pick your poison, right? As soon as you go into it, you're going to have to say, where you got it from. If they sit there and they try to audit. Because remember, there's 67,000 new IRS agents to audit less than 20,000 people. 67,000 IRS agents for less than 20,000 wealthy people. Because they're coming after us, guys. They're going to be auditing us. It's already started happening. So careful, guys. The tax man cometh, and apparently they're going to be making him armed. But yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to be. They're not going to tax you on you exchanging whatever altcoin you were mining into Bitcoin, right? They're not even going to know, but they're going to see the coin come onto the exchange, and they're going to be like, at the end of the tax year, they're going to be like, where did this come from? And if you start pulling in, let's say you on the books show that you made, let's say $45,000 and you moved around $35,000 worth of Bitcoin to pay your bills over the year. I'm just throwing out numbers. You're going to get audited. Taxman cometh. So I mean, just be careful how you're playing with the crypto guys. They want to come down on the crypto assets with a boom, guys, and they just don't know how to quite do it. And they're trying to close out, this whole the Biden's trying to pass right now, where they want to make, if you're trading like for like. So if I have $100 of coin A and I buy $100 of coin B, there's no tax because it's like for like. And they want to make that a taxable event. They're going to try to get away from that loophole of like for like, and they're going to tax that every direction. It's what they do in the stock market. It's just another way to beat up the crypto market and siphon money out of the market. Remember, they want to sit there and put a capital gains tax, which would basically impoverish the entire U.S. economy. There will be no homeowners in America if they do that. Imagine having a $250,000 home and getting hit with a 25% tax. Yeah. There's no way that you're going to be able to pay that. None. You're done. You're selling your house and you're homeless. Gary Gangsler is mad that Coinbase offers a 5% APY. Well, if you think about it, how are they giving out a 5%? You got to figure, dig a little deeper on that, and you will see that Coinbase is got a loaning system out there right now, and they're basically getting interest. So it's like, Coinbase is making more than 5%. So keep that with a grain of salt too. That's another reason why, because they've got, I believe that they've got their banking license, Coinbase. So they operate by a different set of rules, and I'm sure Gary Gangsler does not like the idea that they're protected under banking laws. Hell yeah, brother. Preach it, crypto paper route. Preach it. 100%. 100%. So has anybody else got any? Sadie with the lemon tree gang. Gang, gang. Yep, I got to do some editing for RN homesteading. So if you guys are into any kind of gardening, animal, any animal farming of any sort, check out RN homesteading. I've got a part 2 coming out, or at least another one. I got to do it's like all the stuff that I was planting in before it rained, and now I'm trying to cold harden some stuff off, and we've been getting crazy rain, so much rain that it's been trying to drown out my I've got a bunch of American elderberries, and they keep going underwater. I hope they're good over there, because they keep getting freaking drowned, and they still got green leaves. So yeah, I'm not RN homesteading. R.N. homesteading. Let me get a link. I can do that for you. La da 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 da. Let's see here. Go here. And bam. Escape. Paste. There we go. Yep, this is me and my wife on there. So she's our Rianne, and then I'm being Nemesis, you know, the RN, and then she's a nurse, so RN homesteading. Yeah, it was awesome. You get to see the chickens, the whole garden outside. I've got like a full landscape style garden. It's kind of cool. So, if you guys got any other comments or questions, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sign up out here. The wife did just get home just a little while ago, and I'd like to spend some time with her. Oh. And I think we got to do some editing and stuff. I got to make an intro for our homesteading. Busy. So, with that being said, anybody else got anything? If not, drop some FAs in the Chizzity chat. Smash that Lizzy like button. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification. All that good stuff. Yo. Heck yeah. Drop those FAs in the Chizzity chat. Yeah. Because you guys are rated at 4 for freaking awesome. Yo. So with that being said, thank you everybody for being here. All that good stuff. Peace out. Stay savage. May your watts be low and your hash be high. I'll see you on the next one.